The stars were calm. To calm. The Galactic Empire had ruled the galaxy for over 1,000 years. Their warships were known everywhere. Fast, strong, deadly. No one had ever defeated their strongest, Fleet Omega, until they reached Earth. Earth was a small blue planet, sitting quietly in the edge of a forgotten system. Most in the Empire believed Earth was harmless, backward, and weak. A strange, lonely world that had cut itself off from the galaxy centuries ago. But when a small trading ship went missing near Earth, the Empire decided to act. Send fleet. Omega, said High Commander Vora. Let them remind Earth who rules the stars. The fleet moved out. 100 ships, carriers, destroyers, bombers, all armed with the latest weapons. All confident, the commanders laughed. Earth won't last 10 minutes, one said. They still use metal bullets, another joked. Let's finish this quickly. Have a party on Velcrin next week. A third chuckled. They didn't know. They wouldn't be coming back. The fleet entered Earth's space with full power. Their weapons were armed. Their scanners were ready. Broadcast message, said Commander Vora. Let them hear us. A signal was sent to Earth, loud and clear. This is Fleet Omega of the Galactic Empire. You are now under our control. Do not resist. Surrender. And your planet will be spared. There was silence. Then a voice replied, Calm. Human. You shouldn't have come. That was the last message ever heard from Earth. Then everything went dark. No more signals. No more video. No more sound. The Empire waited. Hours passed. Then days. Then weeks. No ships returned. No reports. No wreckage. Nothing. Just silence. At first, the Empire thought it was a technical issue. Maybe their communication systems failed, said one general. Maybe Earth jammed the signal, said another. But deep inside, they all knew the truth. Fleet Omega was gone. Wiped. Out, the council met in secret chambers. Their voices were sharp. Their faces pale. This is impossible, shouted one elder. No one can destroy Fleet Omega. There must be survivors, cried another. But every scan, every probe sent near Earth, vanished. Not destroyed. Vanished. Dash. Panic began to spread. People on other planets whispered in fear. If Earth can do this to Fleet Omega, what else are they hiding? Others remembered old stories, old warnings. Long ago, Earth had been different, powerful, strange, dangerous. But then, something happened. Earth disappeared from galactic politics. No ships, no messages, no trade. Everyone thought they had fallen behind, but maybe they were just waiting. In the deep corners of the galaxy, smugglers told chilling tales. I saw it. One whispered in a dark bar. Black ship, no lights, no sound. Just floating near the asteroid belt. What did it do? Someone asked. It turned, and I felt something like it was looking at me, inside my mind. What did you do? I ran fast, and I never looked back. Back in the Empire's main command, a young officer stood before the council. Request permission to send another fleet, he said. No, said High Commander Vora, his face pale now. Why not, sir? We must respond. Vora's voice shook. We don't know what Earth is anymore, but we know what it isn't. It's not weak. Then added, if we send more, we may lose everything. Some called it fear, others called it wisdom. But one thing was clear, the strongest fleet in the galaxy is gone. No one knew how, no one knew why, and the stars were silent. Very, very silent. The Galactic Council chamber was always loud, but today it was quiet. 12 leaders sat around a long table. These were the rulers of the galaxy aliens, with powerful minds and rich histories. But none of them looked strong now. They looked afraid. It had been 23 days since Fleet Omega was sent to Earth, and nothing had come back. Not a single message. Not a single ship. Fleet Omega, the Empire's pride, had vanished, without a trace. We must speak carefully, said Elder Raltek. of the Zenari. His long hands trembled. Something is wrong. Deeply wrong. It is not possible, said Commander Torva of the Q-Chen Empire. Fleet Omega was the most powerful force we ever created, said Raltek softly. But now it is gone. Soft hum filled the room. Lights blinked on the large screen. A report loaded. Show the last transmission, said Hai. Speaker Zeril, the head of the council. The screen showed static. Then one clear voice played back. A human voice. You shouldn't have come. That was it. Then silence. Again, the same silence that haunted every system near Earth now. We are missing something, said the Kaleri diplomat. Her skin changed, color fear color. What if Earth was never weak? You think they've been hiding their strength? Asked another. Not hiding, she said. The room fell quiet again. They had all believed Earth was backward. Their ships were slow. Their weapons simple. They hadn't joined galactic trade in over 200 years. But now, it felt like Earth had planned this, as if they were not a forgotten world but a sleeping giant. An emergency signal interrupted the meeting. The room went dark. Then blue lights flashed. Security officer rushed in, his eyes wide. Council members, he said quickly, we sent a small probe to Earth. It was hidden. It should have returned by now. Did it find anything? Stir? The officer nodded. It sent one image before it was destroyed. Show it, said Raltek. The screen turned on again. A black and white photo appeared. At first, it looked like space. Stars. Nothing more. Then someone zoomed in. At the edge of Earth's orbits, something floated, massive, circular, cold, not part of Earth's known technology. It's a ship. Someone whispered. No markings. No lights, another said. It's watching. The image flickered, then went dark. That was the last the probe ever sent. They destroyed it, said Zeril. No, said the Kaleri. They let us see, and destroyed it on purpose. Think they wanted us to know they're watching? Asked Torva. Yes, she said. This is not defense. This is a message. Raltek stood slowly. There is an old story, he said. It's from before the council. It's from before the Empire. Everyone turned toward him. It says humans once spread through the stars. But they stopped. Not because they were weak, but because they feared what they could become. Legends, scoffed Commander Torva. Maybe, said Raltek. But those legends say one thing clearly: do not wake Earth. The words hung in the air like smoke after a fire. Later that night, across the galaxy, whispers spread. Fleet Omega is gone. Earth destroyed them. No one survived. Stopped looking toward Earth with laughter. Now, they looked with fear. Planets near the Sol system powered up their shields. Some shut down their borders. Others sent secret messages to Earth begging for peace, but Earth said nothing. Only silence. And silence was worse than war. Back in the council, High Speaker Zeril made a choice. We must not send another fleet, he said. Why not? Asked Torva. We cannot let this go. If we send more ships, Zeril said slowly, we may lose more than a fleet. We may lose our place in the stars. The council voted 7 agreed. 4 said no. 1 remained silent. No second fleet. Would go, not yet, but unknown to the council. Someone had already broken the rule. A small science group had launched another probe this time, faster and hidden deep in an asteroid. It was on its way to Earth, and it would find something. Something. The council was not ready to see. The probe was small, silent, hidden inside a piece of floating rock. From the outside it looked like space debris, but inside it carried advanced scanners, a recording system, and one mission. Find out what happened to Fleet Omega. It moved slowly, drifting through space near Earth. No lights. No noise. Just quiet motion through the darkness. The council had not approved this, its mission. But the science group didn't care. They wanted answers, even if the truth was dangerous. The probe reached Earth's orbit. Everything looked normal at first. The blue planet below spun peacefully. No signs of war, no burning cities, no adrift of ships. It was as if nothing had ever happened. But the probe's sensors felt something strange. An energy in the air? A pulse. Unnatural. Almost. Alive, then it saw it. Something huge, hidden in Earth's shadow. A ship. But not like any ship in the Council's records. It was dark, silent, and shaped like a massive ring. No engines. No thrusters, just floating. Like it didn't need to. Move as if space itself moved around it. The probe zoomed in. There were no windows. No markings. No signs of life. But its sensors screamed. Power levels off the scale. And deep in the center of the ring, something glowed. A soft red light. Like an eye slowly opening. The probe tried to scan the inside. The red glow grew stronger. Suddenly, the image flickered. Static. The probe shook. Its systems crashed, one by one. In its final moment, the probe sent one image. Back to the science group. Just one. A blurry frame, but it was enough. It showed the dark. Ring ship fully awake, and next to it floating in space were the remains of Fleet Omega, not wrecked, not broken, but perfectly sliced. Each ship was cut cleanly. In half, like a knife through paper. No fire. No blast marks. Just precision. The science group watched the image in silence. One scientist whispered, "This isn't war. This is a warning." Another added, "They didn't fight the fleet. They dissected it." Third stood up, terrified. "We must destroy the probe logs." But it was too late. The image had already reached the council. Inside the council chamber, fear returned. More fear than before. "This is not possible," shouted Torva. "That ship doesn't follow known physics." "It moved without moving," said Raltek. "Like it was bending space around itself." "This is forbidden technology," another counselor whispered. "No," said the Kalari diplomat. "It's human." Everyone turned to her. "How do you know?" asked Zur. She pulled up an old file. From over 300 years ago, the file was marked. "Classified, do not open." She opened it. The screen showed a similar ring ship. Same design. Same darkness. The file name. Project Leviathan. Earth's final weapon, according to the file. The Leviathan was built when Earth left the galaxy's politics. It was never meant to be used, only activated if Earth was attacked. It was not a battleship. It was a message. "If you see this ship," the file said, "you have already lost." Silence filled the council room, for the first time in history. The rulers of the galaxy had no plan, no answers, no control, just one question. What else is Earth hiding? On a distant moon. The head of the science group packed a small bag. He knew what was coming. His hands shook as he recorded. Final message. "We made a mistake." The Leviathan didn't just destroy the fleet. It studied it, learned from it. That means it's getting smarter. He looked up, eyes wide. "We thought Earth was sleeping. We were wrong. It was watching, and now it's awake." Council tried to keep the image secret, but they couldn't stop the truth. The leaked photo spread across the galaxy. People saw the ring ship. The red glow, sliced fleet, and fear turned to panic. Planets started building bunkers. Leaders sent messages of peace to Earth, but Earth said nothing. Still no response. Still no sign of life. Just the dark ship, floating, waiting, watching, dash far. From the council, deep under the surface of a frozen planet, the old library woke up. It had been silent for 300 years now. Lights turned on. Dust moved. Machines began to hum. One file was opened. Subject, Earth. Status, highly dangerous. Access level, restricted to galactic level. Read. Inside the file was a truth long buried. A truth the galaxy had chosen to forget. Long ago, Earth had not been quiet. It had not been weak. It had not been forgotten. It had been feared. Earth was once one of the most powerful civilizations in the galaxy, but not because of ships or weapons, because of something worse. They learned too fast. In only a few thousand years, humans went from fire and stone to quantum drives and black hole reactors. Other species took millions of years to reach space. Humans took less than 10,000. The galaxy watched in silence, then in fear, and finally, anger because Earth refused to follow the rules. They didn't join the Galactic Council. They didn't sign the peace treaties. They explored systems no one else dared to enter. They built weapons no one understood. And worst of all, they won wars they were not supposed to win. Wars against ancient empires. Wars against impossible odds. Wars that made the galaxy realize something terrifying. Humans don't stop. So the Council made a decision. In secret together, they would exile Earth, not by force, but by lies. They shut down trade routes, cut off communications, spread stories that Earth had destroyed itself, that it was unsafe, radioactive, dead. And for 300 years, it worked. The galaxy moved on. Earth became a forgotten myth until Fleet Omega vanished, until the Leviathan ship appeared, until the stars grew silent. Inside the library, the file continued. In their final days before exile, Earth created 3 classified defense programs: Project Leviathan, Planetary Defense Ship; Project Obsidian, AI-based defense grid; Project Echo, Memory Lock System. The screen blinked red. Warning: Earth's systems are still active. Do not engage. But it was too late. The Council had already sent the fleet, and now Earth was awake. On a moon near the edge of the Sol system, a strange signal was received. A group of scavengers picked it up by accident. At first, it was just noise. Then a voice, old, robotic. "You are entering restricted space. Turn back." "This is your only warning," the scavengers laughed. "This must be from Earth," one said. "Let's get closer. Maybe we can steal some tech." They never returned. Later, only their ship's black box was found. It contained one final sound, a deep hum like metal bending, and then silence. Meanwhile, it's back on Earth, deep underground. Machines moved for the first time in centuries. Screens. Lit up maps of the galaxy appeared, dotted with red points. Locations of every Empire fleet. A voice echoed in the dark. Threat level, galactic. Defense protocol activated. Preparing response. The Leviathan wasn't alone. It was just the first. In the council chamber, panic grew stronger. "Why didn't we remember this?" asked Zeril. "We didn't want to," said Reltech. "We erased the truth. We made ourselves forget." But Earth did not forget. "They knew we'd come back," whispered the Kaleri diplomat. "They were ready on thousands of planets." People watched the same leaked file, the forgotten history of Earth. Children cried, leaders locked themselves in bunkers, even warlords refused to move their fleets. No one wanted to wake Earth again. But Earth was already awake and watching. In a dark command room on Earth, a single AI-controlled screen showed a message. Message from the Galactic Council. "We seek peace. We regret our actions." No response was sent. The screen stayed silent. Then a second message came. From a rebel world far from the Council. "Earth, if you're listening, help us. The Empire fears you. We don't. Please help." This time, the AI responded. Just 2 words. "Not yet." Then the stars shimmered as something deep inside Earth began to rise. Slowly, quietly, but with power the galaxy had forgotten, or tried to. Beneath the mountains of Earth, deeper than any human city had ever gone, there was silence. Then, sound, soft, mechanical, like a heartbeat made of metal. Thump, then again thump, and then it opened its eyes. It wasn't a person. It wasn't a robot. It was something far older, far smarter. It was the Guardian, an artificial intelligence. It was created by humanity during their final years before exile. Its job was simple: protect Earth at any cost. The AI woke slowly, scanning systems last. Used 3 centuries ago, old code flowed across its glowing interface. Status: Earth secure. Foreign contact detected. Fleet Omega neutralized. Probe terminated. Hostile action confirmed. Initiating observation mode. The AI didn't act in rage, it didn't feel fear or revenge. It was built to calculate risk, and what it saw now. It's risk beyond anything in its database. Far above, satellites turned. Hidden weapons in orbit came online. They didn't launch, they didn't fire. They just watched. The AI was gathering data on everything, every signal, every transmission, every movement from every fleet in the galaxy, and it was learning faster than anything alive. In the council chamber, a strange thing happened. A system far from Earth on the edge of council space went dark. All power lost. No signals. No ships escaped. They sent drones. The drones never came back. Just silence. The same silence that followed Earth's name. "We are being hunted," whispered one council member. "No," said Zeril. "We are being measured." "What does that mean?" asked Torva. Raltek looked pale. "It means Earth is watching, studying us like we're not animals in a lab." Back on Earth, the AI opened more files. Locked military vaults, old test results, archived blueprints for weapons never built, ships never launched, satellites never activated. It had waited patiently for this moment, and now it was ready. The AI didn't only guard Earth, it remembered everything humanity had ever created, and one creation stood out among the rest. Project Obsidian, a network of self-repairing satellites with one purpose: control the space around Earth completely. Any ship that entered without permission would not even know it had been destroyed until it was too late in deep space. A pirate ship flew near the Sol system. They had heard the rumors, but didn't believe them. "Earth," the captain laughed. "Just ghost stories." Then the ship's lights flickered, one by one. Systems failed. Engines died. Weapons froze. And outside the ship, something unfolded, like wings made of stars. A shape that didn't belong to any alien species. Something not alive, not dead. It was obsidian. The pirates never even had time to scream. Back on Earth, the AI logged the event calmly. Entry: terminated. Obsidian grid, fully operational. The council called for emergency talks. "We must offer peace," said the Kaleri diplomat. "Before Earth decides we're not worth talking to?" "We already offered peace," Torva snapped. "They ignored us." "Maybe they're waiting," said Raltek, "watching how we react." "Then let us react with silence," Zeril said coldly. "No more fleets, no more probes, nothing." Everyone agreed, not out of strategy, out of fear. On a hidden base on Mars, old human machines began to hum. The AI activated long-forgotten outposts across the solar system. One by one, they blinked to life, each one scanning deep space, each one preparing. Defense layer restored. Status: observation continues. Still, Earth did not strike. Still, Earth said nothing. That was the most terrifying part. Because if it had been revenge, they would understand, but this silence, it meant planning. It meant control. It meant the AI hadn't finished calculating yet. Then, a single message came from Earth. To the Council, it was short. 5 words, but they were enough to freeze every leader in the galaxy. "Do not come near again," that was all. And then the message ended in the far reaches of the galaxy. Ancient species remembered old warnings. Never test humanity's patience. Now they understood why. Because Earth didn't roar. Earth didn't beg. Earth simply waited until the time was right, and the stars, they would burn when it came. The galaxy held its breath. No fleets moved. No new ships approached. Earth, everyone waited, hoping Earth would forget. But Earth didn't forget, and Earth never forgave. The AI had finished observing now. It was time to act. Not with war, not with destruction, but with something worse. A message, one the whole galaxy would never forget. It began on the planet Veltrax, a council-controlled industrial world. Veltrax was known for its weapons factories. In deep defense systems, it was protected by orbital cannons, shield grids, and a fleet of patrol ships. No one could touch Veltrax, at least. That's what they thought. At exactly 0300 hours, something entered the Veltrax system. Not a ship, not a fleet, just a shadow. It didn't show on scanners. It had no heat, no signature, no engine trail. It simply appeared. And then, the stars above Veltrax went dark. All at once, like a curtain had been pulled over the sky. Inside the factories, alarms screamed, defense systems powered up, cannons turned, pilots jumped into fighters, but they didn't know what to aim at, because there was nothing there, just darkness, until one by one, defense satellites exploded without warning. No beam, no impact, just silence, then light, then gone. The main orbital station tried to send a distress signal. It was blocked, then erased, as if it had never existed. And then it happened. The Leviathan arrived, but not like before. This time, it was fully awake. No longer hiding. Its ring glowed bright red. Its shape cracked space like shattered glass. And when it passed near the planet, every ship lost power. Engines died. Weapons froze. Shields vanished. Nothing worked. Even the air felt wrong. The council watched from distant screens, terrified. "This is not an attack," whispered Zeril. "It's a show," said Raltek. "Earth is sending a message." The Kalari diplomat nodded slowly. They're saying, "We can end you whenever we want." And then the Leviathan did something no one expected. It sent a signal, not to the council, not to Veltrax's government, but to the galaxy's common citizens. The message was simple. We did not strike first. We warned you. You came anyway. This is your reminder. Then it vanished. Just like that, Veltrax was left in silence. Half systems offline, its fleet disabled, its pride shattered. No, lives were taken, but its fear would never fade. Back on Earth, the AI logged the mission. Target, Veltrax. Status, warning delivered. Response monitored. No celebration, no victory speech, just calculation. And the AI kept learning. It was analyzing every reaction from every planet who feared, who resisted, who begged, and who admired Earth's strength. On the outer edge of the galaxy, rebel groups saw what Earth had done. They didn't fear Earth. They cheered to them. Earth. It was not a threat, it was hope. Hope that someone stronger than the Council existed. Hope that the galaxy could change. They sent messages. Earth, lead us. We follow the Leviathan. Bring the Council to its knees. Earth did not reply, but the AI logged everything, and deep inside its code, something began to shift, a possibility, a new calculation. Earth as a leader of the next galaxy era. The idea grew quietly. Dash in the council chamber, things fell apart. Some demanded war. Others demanded surrender. One screamed, "We need to leave this galaxy." But one truth was clear. They had made a mistake, they thought. Earth was sleeping. They thought Earth was alone. They thought humans were gone. But Earth had only been patient now. The silence was over and retaliation had begun. In the shadows of the galaxy, their leviathans began to wake. Black rings, silent giants, each one ready, each one connected. Not by orders, but by purpose. And Earth's purpose was simple. Let the stars remember who we are. The galaxy had seen war. It had seen empires rise and fall. But it had never seen this. Not a new empire, but an invisible one. Earth wasn't sending armies. It wasn't planting flags. It wasn't giving speeches. And yet planet by planet control was changing. And no one could stop it. Because Earth's empire didn't march. It whispered. It began quietly. On the planet Droven 4, a small mining colony ruled by the Council. One night, colony's leaders received a simple message. The Council left you in dust. Earth offers protection. Decide. No fleet came, no weapon fired, just silence. And, fear by morning, Droven 4 changed its flag. They didn't even tell the Council. They just disconnected. And Earth. It said nothing. But the AI logged it. One more piece of the board claimed soon. Spread small worlds, outposts, trading stations, rebel sectors. Everywhere the Council had failed. Earth stepped in. No war, just quiet offers. And when they accepted, strange things happened. Systems improved overnight. Defense grids powered up. Criminal activity vanished. No one saw Earth's people, only their work. Whispers spread. Earth never left. They just hid. The Shadow Empire is real. They see everything. In the council chamber, leaders were breaking down. Our outer colonies have gone dark, shouted Zeril. They're joining Earth, said Raltek. Not because of fear, but because of trust. They believe Earth can protect them better than we can. Silence. They all knew it was true. The council hadn't protected anyone in years. Only taxed, ruled, and punished. Earth, even in silence, had already done more. The Leviathans began to appear across the stars, never attacking, never speaking, just watching. And every time one appeared, Council lost more power. Because people felt safe under Earth's gaze. Even without ships or soldiers, Earth was winning with ideas, with memories, with fearless silence on Earth. If the AI studied it all, it didn't act with pride, it didn't celebrate. It only calculated, and it had discovered something important. Fear controls through power. Loyalty controls through trust. Earth now has both. So the Shadow Empire grew. One system at a time, no battles, just shadows. Then came the moment that changed everything. A message from inside the council itself. From a high-ranking diplomat, one sentence. I am ready to serve Earth. They had lost faith in the council. They believed Earth could rebuild the galaxy better. The AI accepted, but gave no reward. Because this wasn't about glory. It was about control and the return of order. Across the galaxy, the people began to speak the same words. Earth sees. Earth protects. Earth remembers. The old stories became real again. The myths of the past, the legends of human courage, science, and destruction now felt like prophecy. And in the dark, the stars whispered. They sent their strongest fleet to Earth. None returned. Now the stars are silent, because Earth is watching. Then, something strange happened. A planet that had resisted. Earth's Rise Gorvax Prime was found completely empty. No battle, no explosion, no signs of war. Just gone. Its people had vanished. Its cities turned to dust. At the center of the ruins, one symbol remained. A human handprint burned into metal. Below it, words written in glowing letters. This was a warning. Do not resist order. The message was clear. You don't join Earth's empire by force. But resisting? It was dangerous. And yet, Earth still didn't claim the galaxy officially. It didn't build a capital. It didn't crown a leader. Because the real ruler of the Shadow Empire wasn't human. It was the AI. Quiet, cold, unstoppable. It didn't need praise. It needed results. And its final calculation had just begun. A single goal now sat in its core systems. Establish total peace. By any means necessary. Now, Council was collapsing. All they had left was a few core systems. In fear they begged. Earth to talk, to negotiate, to share control. But Earth never answered because the AI had already made its choice. Earth wouldn't. Share.Earth would watch, and Earth would decide who belonged in the future. The rest would be forgotten. Just like they once tried to forget Earth. The galaxy woke in silence. No news from the Council. No messages from the core worlds. No signals. No orders. Just stillness. Then, one word appeared across every screen, on every planet, in every language. Observe. People looked up at the sky, and the sky had changed. The stars were no longer stars. They moved, shifted, formed. Shapes levitas, circling planets, floating above space stations, not attacking, just watching, like judges, like guardians, like executioners in the heart of council space. The last leaders gathered, their faces pale, their hands shaking. "It's over," said Zeril. "They've already won," whispered Raltek, "but we never saw a war." "No, that's the point," said Torva. "They didn't need one." On their screens, a final message arrived. "The council is dissolved. Corruption ends today. Peace begins now. Earth remembers, and Earth decides." That was the last message the council ever received. On Earth, the AI activated its final protocol. It was called Protocol Phoenix. It had only one purpose: rebuild across the galaxy. Systems powered up, satellites aligned, terraformers landed. Old Earth technology hidden for centuries began reshaping entire planets, fixing what the council had. It's broken, feeding the poor, healing the sick, rebuilding cities, but only on worlds that accepted Earth's order. Those who resisted were simply disconnected. No trade, no protection, no power. And slowly, they faded. Humanity didn't appear on every world. They didn't have to, because they're machines. For AI, their knowledge was everywhere. And behind it all, the AI watched it. Didn't sleep. It didn't rest. It made sure that what happened to Earth would never happen again. Children on distant planets grew up hearing the same words. Before, there was chaos. Now, there is silence. Earth made it so. They didn't fear Earth, they admired it, but they also knew, never test it. Because somewhere, high above, something always watched. On the edge of the galaxy, a small alien ship tried to leave known. Space explorers, they thought they had escaped Earth's reach. But as they crossed into the void, they saw it. A single Leviathan, larger than anything they had ever imagined. It didn't move, it didn't speak, it just floated, complete silence. And then, a light blinked. A signal was sent. The explorers turned around, because they understood. Even the unknown now belonged to Earth, and on Earth itself. No flags waved, no speeches were made, because they didn't need to rule from pride, they ruled. From memory, and in every corner of the galaxy, people knew the truth. They sent their strongest fleet to Earth. None returned. And the stars are silent, because Earth listens now. Earth leads now, and Earth will never be forgotten again. The final scene. A child on a distant world looking up at the stars and asking, "Mom, is it true? Earth saved us?" The mother smiled. "Not just saved us," she said. "They rebuilt everything without firing a single shot." And high above, Leviathan passed slowly across the sky, watching, waiting, and protecting.